Hi everyone, welcome back. In this lecture, let us discuss aggregate functions in SQL. Well, the aggregate functions perform calculations on multiple values and return a single result. They are used to perform operations like counting the rows, calculating the sum, calculating the averages, finding the minimum and maximum values. Alright, so the aggregate functions are pretty useful to perform all these operations. And there are 5 main types of aggregate functions: count, sum, average, min, max. The count aggregate function is used to count the number of rows that match a specified column. Sum aggregate function is used to find the total sum of a numeric column. Average aggregate function is used to return the average value of a numeric column. The min function is used to return the minimum value in a specified column. The max aggregate function is used to find the maximum value in a column. So these are the main 5 types of aggregate functions. In this lecture I am going to cover count aggregate function. In upcoming lectures we will see other aggregate functions. The count function in SQL is aggregate function that is used to count the number of rows in a table or the number of non-null values in a column. It is commonly used to determine how many records match a given condition. So let us go ahead and let's understand more about count function with example. Let's go to MySQL Workbench, and here in order to use the count function we need to have a table with some sample data, right? So in order to create the initial setup, I have written couple of queries over here. So this SQL statement, that is create table statement, to create employees table with columns like ID, first name, last name, email, salary, department, and here insert into statement to insert 6 rows into employees table. So here I am quickly run these two statements, and in order to view the employees table data, just type select star from employees and then execute this particular select statement, and here you can see the output. We have an employees table with 6 rows. Now we have initial setup. Next let us see how to use count function. Well, basically we use count function to count the number of rows in a table or the number of non-null values in a column. So here just type select and then followed by count function, and here within a parenthesis just pass star. So this count star basically counts all the rows in a table including rows with null values. Okay, next let us give alias to this count function. Let's say employee underscore count and then from employees table. Perfect. Next let us select this statement and just execute it, and here you can see the output count 6. And if you execute this select star from employees, and if you can take a look into the number of rows over here, 6, right? So this 6 count we are getting by using this count function. If I execute this statement again, you can see the count 6. So just remember, this count star variant counts all rows in a table including rows with null values, and this is commonly used to determine the total number of rows in a table. Next let us see how to count the number of non-null values in a specified column. For example, in a last name column we have a couple of null values, right? Now what we want to do is we want to retrieve the count for non-null values in the last name column by using count function. Okay, so here in order to do that, just type select and then call count function and then pass the column name, that is last underscore name, and then give alias employee underscore count from employees. So notice here we have passed the column name to the count because we are counting the number of non-null values in this specified last name column, and non-null values you can see the count 1 2 3 4. So this select statement should return the count 4. For example, if I run the select statement, you can see the count 4. Okay, so this is how we can use count function along with the column name to count the number of non-null values in a specified column. Okay, next let us see how to count the number of unique non-null values in a specified columns. Let us say you have a duplicate values in the column and you want to count the number of unique non-null values in a specified column, then what you can do is you can use count method along with distinct keyword. For example, here select count and here just pass the salary column. So here salary column has a duplicate values, right? And we want to count only the unique values in this specified column. So here just pass salary column name and then give alias employee underscore count from employees. Next, if you can go to the salary column and if we can notice the values over here, the unique values 25, 20, 15. So these are the 3 unique values. So in order to get the number of unique non-null values in this specified salary column, what we can do is we can use count function along with distinct keyword. So here just call distinct. So this gives the total number of unique values in this salary column. For example, if I run the SQL statement, you can see the count 3. Okay, and here if I remove this distinct, then it should give the count 6. You can see here. Okay, so this is how we use count function with distinct keyword to count the number of unique values in a specified column. Okay, perfect. Next, let us see how to use a count function to count the total number of employees in the IT department. So here let us write the SQL statement select and then followed by count function and then pass star as employee underscore count and then from employees. So in order to count the total number of employees from specific department, that is IT department, we have to add the where clause. So just type where and then add the condition department equal to IT. Alright, and here in a select statement also add department column so that we can see department along with its count. Next, let us execute this statement and here you can see IT department has a employee count 3. So this is how we can use count function to count the number of employees in a IT department. Next, let us say you want to count the number of employees in a HR department. Then just change the value from IT to HR and just execute it. And here you can see HR department has an employee count 2. Okay, great. Next, let us see how to use count function with group by clause. Well, the count function is often used with group by clause to count the number of rows for each group. Now what we'll do, we'll write the select statement to count the number of employees for each department. Okay, so here just write the SQL statement to use count function with group by clause. So just type select and then followed by the column name from which we are going to group, that is department, and then call count function to count the number of employees for each group. Let us give alias employee underscore count. Next, from employees and followed by group by clause and then department column name. So this group by department groups employees by their department, and this count function counts the number of rows for each group. Okay, so this complete SQL statement basically returns the number of employees for each group. Next, let us select this statement and just execute it. And here you can see IT department has an employee count 3, HR department has a count 2, sales department has a employee count 1. So this is how we can use count function along with group by clause to count the number of rows for each group. Okay, perfect.